When we think about Peppa Pig, we usually imagine jumping in muddy puddles, chasing after toys, and all those cute interactions between animals of different species. But honestly, behind all of that, there's a huge amount of hidden details that go completely unnoticed even by the most dedicated fans of the show. And seriously, I bet you have no idea how many crazy things happen inside this pink little universe. Mr. Fox might actually be the most suspicious character in the entire show, and that's not an exaggeration. In several episodes, he's caught doing things that, if there were real police in that world, would already have caused a giant problem. A classic example is when Emily Elephant is running the product stall at the festival. He just grabs everything she has there and walks away without paying a single penny. And it doesn't stop there. When Grandpa Pig talks about animals that usually hunt at night, guess who suddenly appears sneaking around as if he were planning to snatch some chickens? But the craziest proof shows up inside the town's police station. Hanging on the wall, there are two posters with the very same symbol that's printed on Mr. Fox's van, the vehicle full of items he sells, many of which are clearly of questionable origin. And the best part, even though his dad is practically a thief, little Freddy Fox keeps dressing up as a police officer. If he actually becomes a cop someday, just imagine the awkward situation if he has to arrest his own father. And get ready, because some of these secrets are so weird they'll make you see the show in a completely different way. They're going to blow your mind.
Some animals eat at night, like, Mr. Fox.
Hello, Grandpa Pig. Putting your chickens to bed, are you?
Oh, yes.
In the episode about Madame Gazelle's farewell, we find out that the rock gazelles live somewhere completely different from Peppa's town. You can tell just by looking at the scenery where they appear. Everything is covered in snow. If we compare that to Peppa's hometown, where there isn't a single snowy scene in that same episode, it's obvious they must live in a much colder place, maybe really far away, or even in a country with extreme weather. Or maybe they live somewhere super high up, like on a mountain where it's freezing all year long. That leads to another question. Is it a distant country? Is it an isolated place? Or could it even be somewhere like Transylvania, Dracula's homeland, where it snows almost the entire year? Just imagine. Very few characters in the show have their real names revealed, and a lot of people think Madame Gazelle is the actual name of the kid's teacher. But in reality, it seems more like a polite title everyone uses, almost like a formal way of addressing her. In Madame Gazelle's farewell party episode, when Daddy Pig calls her sisters, who are members of the Rock Gazelles band, one of them calls her Gigi. That leads to a pretty fun theory. Is Gigi her real name? Or is Gigi actually short for the initials GG? The first G could be her true name, while the second G might stand for Gazelle. The creators never fully explained this, but it really seems like Gigi is the teacher's authentic name.
The Rocking Gazelles!
Hello, Gigi. Have you still got your guitar?
Of course!
Peppa Pig's universe is so wild that it mixes talking animals, walking vegetables, and even humans showing up in totally random situations. One example is when someone plays Santa Claus in Mr. Potato's Christmas play. Another one is a pirate walking right in front of the police station at the exact moment the officer says, "Pirates never show up to get their money back." This means the show has three types of beings living together. Animals that live like humans, vegetables that walk, talk, and have families. Real human beings, even if they rarely appear. But the big question is, where do these humans actually live? They show up so rarely that it almost feels like they live in another country or another dimension inside the same show. Maybe they live hidden away. Maybe they have their own community. It's honestly one of the biggest mysteries in Peppa's universe. This part makes everything even more surreal. Besides talking animals and humans that appear once in a while, there are still fruits and veggies with their own personalities, like Mr. Potato, Mrs. Carrot, Blueberry, and other characters who even participate in Christmas presentations. This makes Peppa's world a totally crazy mix of creatures. It's like a universe where nobody questions anything, because everything just naturally exists together. And honestly, that's exactly what makes the show so interesting. If almost all the characters are animals that live like humans, the zoo becomes a very strange concept in this series. In the episode where they visit the place, we see turtles, penguins, and other creatures living there as regular animals. This suggests that only animals with less developed intellect, those who can't talk, end up being kept there as attractions. It's almost like a zoo prison for creatures that didn't reach the same level of awareness as Peppa, George, and the rest of the gang. It's a strange concept when we think about it too much, and yet another mystery hidden in the show. There's an almost invisible detail in several Peppa episodes. Whenever a clock appears in a morning scene, it's always stuck at 10 o'clock. At the zoo, for example, the clock shows exactly that. And when Peppa and George walk into Daddy Pig's office, at the exact moment he draws Mr. Wolf's house, there it is again. The same 10 a.m. This could be the animators being lazy. It could be some kind of studio trademark, or maybe it's just a time meant to represent mid-morning. But it is weird to notice how the clock almost always freezes at that same hour. If you're into movies, video games, and even animated shows from pop culture, then you definitely don't want to miss the chance to subscribe to the channel right now. When the Pig family travels to France to visit the Eiffel Tower, we discover that the Rabbit sisters have a French relative. But things get even crazier when Peppa later goes to Hollywood. On the way, they have a layover in New York, and, of course, the plane is piloted by Miss Rabbit. As soon as they land, another Miss Rabbit shows up, but this time she's American. And as always, she has a ton of jobs: taxi driver, elevator operator, ice cream seller, and so on. Along the road to Hollywood, even more versions of the character appear in different places, as if their family were spread all over the world, like some kind of secret organization of adult rabbits. Are they really all sisters? Are they part of some rare species? Or do all adult rabbits just happen to have the same voice and uniform? Either way, we can already imagine what Rebecca Rabbit is going to be like when she grows up.
You're Miss Rabbit?
Sure.
But this is Miss Rabbit.
Every town needs a Miss Rabbit. That's right. Bye.
This is one of the creepiest mysteries in the whole show. A few years ago, an official Peppa Pig wallpaper was released showing the pig family standing outside the house. All normal so far, except for one bizarre detail. The family should only have 4 members: Mummy Pig, Daddy Pig, Peppa, and George. But in the image, there are 5 figures. In the ground floor window, there's a third pig child staring at the family. No one has ever explained this properly. Is there a second Peppa trapped inside the house? Are they actually triplets and never told us? Or does the family have an older daughter they keep hidden? It's one of the biggest mysteries in the series and gives everything a slightly eerie vibe. And trust me, this is just the beginning. There are still plenty of crazy theories to turn your brain upside down. If one talking vegetable is strange, imagine several. Everyone already knows Mr. Potato, but there's also Super Potato, who not only talks but flies, wears a cape, and even has superpowers. And no, they're not the same person. In the Christmas show episode, we see even more living fruits and veggies: Mrs. Carrot, Blueberry, and even a tiny sprout. Some fans believe they're the result of scientific experiments performed on regular vegetables. Could someone in Peppa's world be running a secret laboratory? And it raises another question: is there a Mr. Beetroot out there somewhere? If all of this is the result of experiments, who's behind these creations? And are there even more superpowered veggies hiding around the world? Mr. Bull shows up at Peppa's school all the time, and many fans believe it's because he has a huge crush on Madame Gazelle. The problem? She doesn't seem very interested. In the episode Magic Words, Mr. Bull finishes mowing the grass and lets Madame Gazelle know. She simply closes the door right in his face without a second thought. Later, when the children remind her to say thank you, she opens the door, says thank you, and closes it again before he even finishes his sentence. Maybe she's really not ready to move on after the passing of her husband, who appears in an old portrait hanging in her home. Someone really needs to tell poor Mr. Bull before he keeps insisting. When the pig family visits Madame Gazelle's house, it's clear the place is so old it's literally sinking. But the most interesting part is an old portrait hanging near the fireplace. The picture is black and white and shows a very elegant gentleman. The most accepted theory is that this was Madame Gazelle's husband, probably someone who died long ago, since she seems to be centuries old and she does give off a gothic vampire-like vibe. After all, she loves bats and always talks about her homeland in a spooky tone. Could he have been some kind of deer-shaped Count Dracula? We've reached the end of the video, but we're leaving 2 awesome videos for you to check out even more details and hidden Easter eggs from your favorite movies and shows.